Hello and welcome to the final ever episode of the Benchwarmers podcast. A sad day for many, a happy day for few. You know, we've all had haters and we've all had lovers, but you know, at the end of the day, we're breaking up just like every famous boy band does. And Harrison over on just in front of me, he's very upset about the whole situation. I mean, just look at him, Harrison. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm a little bit sad, a little bit jealous to what Matt's doing next year as well. Because that's right, isn't it, Matt? You've got a nice little placement at Red Bull. Just Red Bull. Nothing's too special, is it, Matt?
No, it's nothing special at all, is it? Just casually go into your favourite childhood F1 team as a placement. It's not bad, is it?
Not at all. I'm a little bit jealous. If I had that for Aston Villa, I'll be loving life. But anyways, it is the last episode. In this episode, we're going to talk about our, favourite sporting moments of the last year. So anything from football, F1, NFL, all the good stuff. And then we'll end the episode with some funny moments as well, like we
and some goodbyes,
Some goodbyes as well. But yeah, should we start off with some football highlights, Matt, from the past year?
Well, you already know mine.
Go on then, tell
you already know my favourite highlights of the year. Newcastle won the Carabao Cup only a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
massive highlight for me personally. And obviously, before we even started the podcast, big highlight for me was the PSG game, 4-1. If only we had the podcast started then, because, that would have been a whole 30-minute episode of me raving about that.
Yeah, you haven't stopped mentioning about that PSG game, have you?
It's been the best game of the past 5 years.
For Newcastle?
For football, in general. I'll stick to it. It's been one of the best 5 games ever.
That is a very big statement, and I feel like you're going to get some more hate in the comments.
I don't care. I'm leaving anyway. They can hate me all they want.
You have to clip that up for TikTok, okay? Because they're going to absolutely slaughter you.
I don't give one.
Okay, so Newcastle. Talk to me about Newcastle this season and last season. The whole year, they've been a fantastic team out now.
I mean, to think, right, 2021, we were fighting relegation. We were like bottom of the table. Following year, we qualified for Champions League. And then obviously we went and battered PSG at home, only to lose from robbery.
Yeah, bringing in Eddie Howe was like sort of just changed your team, hasn't it?
Eddie Howe has
gone from strength to strength every single season.
No, honestly, Eddie Howe is arguably top 3 manager.
Top 3 manager?
Probably Newcastle's best manager ever, as well.
I would agree with that. I wouldn't agree with top 3 manager. Not just yet. He's only won 1 trophy. Obviously, he's the first England manager to win a trophy since Harry Redknapp back in 2008, I'm pretty sure. So it's very good to beat that record, obviously. And Newcastle, I feel like they can definitely challenge for the top 6 this next season, at least, and this season. But I think they're one of the teams, including like Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest, that could potentially overtake one of the top big 6 teams in the coming years. Maybe like even maybe beating Spurs, who knows?
I think Spurs are way out that big 6 at the moment.
At the moment, definitely. But like I think, they had a few consistent years in Champions League, in Europa League. So if Newcastle can do that as well, I feel like they can maybe edge it in the long run.
Well, the thing is, I reckon we've got Champions League easily this year.
Do you?
I reckon we're easily qualifying. I think I saw a stat saying we have like a 73% chance of getting Champions League. And obviously we're not going to fumble it. Like
73%?
Yeah.
So you reckon you're making top 5?
Easily. We're already there. We're already 5th.
I don't know. You've got a few teams chasing you. You've got Aston Villa chasing you.
Aston Villa, who are only on a good run of form now. I reckon those early points you dropped halfway through the first half of the season.
Yeah,
that's cost you.
That's a good point. But the thing is, though, Aston Villa, this is the only first time we've had a fully fit squad this whole season.
Exactly.
We've had so many injuries, and you are right. We dropped a lot of points to begin with, and I think it was trying to battle against Champions League and the Premier League, because like that whole fixture sort of list was a bit difficult. Playing Thursday and Saturday was a bit difficult at times. So I think like Villa can. I don't reckon we'll get top 5 this season, but I think 6th or 7th, get like Europa League or Conference League.
You'll get Europe. You'll get Europe easily.
Yeah.
But no, favourite moment for me for football, obviously Newcastle's first trophy in 70 years. But what's yours? I need to hear.
What's mine? Yeah, I think it is Aston Villa getting Champions League. We've been back. We got promoted, right? 2020, I'm pretty sure, or 2019. It's been like 5 or 6 years in the league, and we've gone from strength to strength again. Like same as Newcastle, really. There was that time where, in the first or second season, we could have got relegated. There was that VAR handball situation with Sheffield United. I don't know if you remember that, Matt, but that was very controversial. But Aston Villa getting Champions League football is what dreams are made of. It's the highest competition in sport, isn't it, for football? So, beating
other than international.
Was Aston Villa beating Bayern Munich better than Newcastle beating PSG?
No.
Why not?
No,
Why
let's
not?
be honest. Because PSG, right, they had a fairly decent team. I
Yeah.
mean, what, Dembele was doing well. Mbappe,
no,
obviously, superstar of the
Dembele
world.
wasn't doing good then.
No, I'm sorry. Everyone expected Mbappe to smash us, especially with Dan Burn as left back. Like, everyone thought he was going to be blitzed by Dembele and whoever. I think it was Trippier as well on our right. You know, our entire back line, everyone was saying, oh, Mbappe's going to smoke him, he's going to run right through him, score goals.
It was 1-0, wasn't it, on your game, Newcastle game?
4-1 for the first leg, and then it was...
Oh yeah, 4-1. I forgot about that.
Yeah, how are you forgetting? I
thought it was
keep
1-0.
going on
I thought it was
about it.
1-0.
No, it's 4-1. We smashed them. Because, what's it, Almiron, early goal, sent, like, shockwaves through the entire stadium.
It's quite surprising from him as well.
And then after that point, you know, we just absolutely battered PSG, and it was beautiful.
Okay. Yeah, you are probably right. I thought it was 1-0 Newcastle to PSG.
No.
But yeah, beating Bayern Munich 1-0. Great.
Nowhere
great
near
result
as
well.
good as 4-1.
John Duran scoring it. Chipping the keeper, chipping Neuer, sweeper keeper Neuer, legendary Neuer.
Okay, would you take that goal that Duran scored, or would you take the one Shah scored for the fourth? Absolute belter from 25 yards out. Top right corner against Donnarumma.
Am I allowed to be biased?
No.
Taking bias aside, I would choose Fabian Schär.
Exactly.
25 yards screamer. But do you not remember that John Duran goal?
Yeah, I remember it.
Martinez spraying it long ball to John Duran. One touch, chips it over the top of Neuer, and it's finished. Game over.
Nah, I still think Schär's was better.
He had a fantastic first half of the season.
Yeah, but it's a shame he's gone Saudi.
He went to Saudi. He was one of my favourite strikers. One of my favourite players at Villa.
Nah, let's be honest, he'll be back in 2 years.
Yeah, most likely. I'll give it 2 years. Probably ends up at Chelsea or somewhere, won't he?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that ends the football highlights. Should we move on to Formula One just quickly?
We gotta have to, don't we?
Yeah. So do you want to start off with your favourite team, Red Bull, or should I start off with McLaren?
Well, I want to hear what your favourite
mind.
moments are, because you've been a new fan, right?
Yeah.
You've only been following since we started this podcast, probably.
I used to watch it when I was younger, of course. But
but like
there was like a
since
10-year period where I didn't watch it.
Exactly, and you only started watching properly when I brought you into it again.
Just to annoy you, really.
Exactly,
pretty
that's why you
much.
picked McLaren.
But I think you've got to say, though, my F1 knowledge has got better. Because I remember the first...
microscopic.
The first 1 or 2 episodes, I wasn't even speaking. The first episode we did on F1, it was just you for like 40 minutes straight, just waffling about how good Red Bull are. And I don't want to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that. We all know how good Red Bull have been. But
Exactly.
I'm just loving their demise at the moment. They're going from hero to zero, aren't they? Max
We've
Verstappen
always
is.
been zeros. The only hero we have is Verstappen on our team.
You haven't been zeros.
No, we've never been, like, the typical image, right, in F1. Red Bull has always been, like, portrayed as a villain.
Yeah.
So we've never been a hero in anyone's eyes but Red Bull fans.
Okay. That's
So
interesting.
McLaren, they're more hero stereotype than what we are.
Yeah, I'm loving McLaren.
Even
at
though
the
no
minute.
one loves a hero story.
Yeah. Well, Superman.
Boring, basic. But no, go on.
Spider-Man.
Go on. Favourite moment of
My favourite moment, yeah. I think it is McLaren winning the Constructors' Championship. Just to get it over the line. You know, they've been competing now for like, 2-3 years, and to get a title under their belt, you know, it sort of solidifies them into sort of becoming one of the top teams in F1.
I think I will give you credit, because the year before they won the Constructors, they were last.
Yeah.
They were dead last for the majority of that season. And then obviously the year after, they went and won it against Red Bull after they had that 23 season where Max won 19 out of 22 races, which is just insane. And, you know, I mean, as much as I hate McLaren, but I do like Piastri still. I'll still stick by I like Piastri. I think he's great. But, you know, McLaren, they do annoy me, but I must give credit where credit's due
You're
there.
always hating on Lando Norris for no reason.
Yeah, well, look at what everyone else is doing. Everyone else is starting to wake up and realise Norris is not as good as he says he is.
No, come on. I think, right, winning that Constructors' Championship has sort of gave McLaren and Lando Norris the confidence to actually compete with
Yeah,
Max
they've given
Verstappen.
them confidence because they won an extra like 20 mil compared to other teams.
Nah, that's sort of just an added bonus, okay? You know, you play the sport because of the love of the game, yeah? Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, you drive in F1 because you want the money or you want to be the best in the world. And when
Exactly.
there's
So
already
he
someone
wants to-
who is the
so-
best in the world, all you're going for is money.
No, yeah, but you want to overtake the best in the world. That is your accomplishment. That is your challenge. That is everything you play for.
I'm sorry, no one on this grid besides Piastri and maybe Antonelli in the future could be better than Max at the moment.
Yeah, Antonelli is exciting.
He
He's
is
one of my
a young
highlights at the
prospect, yeah.
moment. Wasn't in the last race, in the Japan race, didn't he, like, there was a lap where he was like first or something?
Yeah, he got the fastest lap.
He was like the first ever rookie to get a first.
No, he was the first ever
leading or something.
No, he's the first ever rookie to get fastest lap at Japan.
Okay. I knew it was something like that. It was pretty good though, wasn't it?
No, he is an impressive young talent, I must say. Bit annoyed he didn't come to Red Bull.
Maybe sign him for Red Bull in the future. Who knows?
I don't think we're getting that, I'll be honest.
Yeah,
I think we're scaring away all our young drivers by the amount of people we keep sacking.
Yeah, I would stay away from Red Bull if I was a young driver.
Just stay away from the second seat as long as Max is there, because let's be honest, the car's not going to change.
Hopefully Yuki Tsunoda can come good, but the chances are like a highly
Speaking of Tsunoda, right? Didn't I predict he would finish 12th in the race?
I said that as well.
We both predicted 12th.
Yeah.
He finished 12th. You know, that's just elite wheel knowledge coming in.
Wheel knowledge? I've not heard that term before.
I'm just saying.
Okay,
we both predicted it. We got it right.
That. So, okay, so my McLaren moments are my favourite. What are yours?
Max winning the drivers over Lando, if we're talking specifically in the period we've been doing this podcast.
Yeah.
But favourite F1 moment ever, obviously.
Oh, you can't do that.
Obviously 21.
Okay.
21 season in general.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, I'd say the Max's 2023 season as well. I think that was quite special.
What was so good about those two seasons in particular?
2021,
yeah.
Max's first ever championship. And arguably the best F1 season we've ever had in the sport.
Not too bad, not too shabby.
Literally the best ever.
Yeah.
And then 2023, obviously, being a Red Bull fan, we won everything. So if you're winning everything, you're not going to complain, are you? Just a great season. We smashed every single record, and we were the best team ever. I think we had the best car that was ever been in F1, so
okay,
it's very good.
From having the best car in F1 in 2023,
being a tractor now, yeah,
to having a tractor now in 2025, it's gone from good to worse. That's not saying. Anyways, what are your opinions on their sort of downfall at the moment? Do you reckon they'll come good in the end? Obviously, Max Verstappen did win his first race of the season. So, do you reckon they're sort of the panic stations are over now? You reckon they can start competing again, or
no?
What's your opinion at the moment?
I mean, you can never be betting against Max. He'll be fine, but second driver, if we don't have a good one, we're never going to win constructors. And obviously, this being the last year before regulations and car changes next year, I don't think we are too fast. We're more focused on next year than this year.
Yeah, so it's just going to be like a transitional season.
It's literally just going to be, if Max wins it, he wins it, great. But next year is probably more on our focus.
Okay, I still think he probably will win the Drivers' Championship.
He's only 1 point behind Norris now.
Yeah, I think he will win that because he's the best driver on the grid. But yeah, it probably is more of a focus on next year. Do you want to move on to the next sport maybe, or?
I think let's just move on to, obviously F1 and football has been our most popular episodes on this podcast throughout the years. I mean, we've got hundreds of views on each of those sports, but we've also done like little sports in between, haven't we? We've done tennis, we've done basketball, we've done rugby, we've done NASCAR.
We've tried to branch out, haven't we? We've done a pretty good job.
We tried everything that we could. Obviously, we missed a few sports here and there, but let's be honest, we weren't going to get into them ever. But one of our other favourites, I'd say, that we've done on this channel is NFL.
Oh, most definitely.
Like, NFL has been really bloody fun. And I'll be honest, I only started getting into NFL probably 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, Rams won the Super Bowl, and that was like the first ever game of American football I've ever watched, was in 2022.
Okay.
And then I started following it a bit more in the past 2 years. And obviously you've now started getting into it because of us.
If I'm being honest...
Not as much as me, though.
No, yeah. If I'm being honest, I have chose the Ravens as my team, and I only watched like one or two of their highlights of the games. After I said that, I tried my best to get into it. And I did watch the Super Bowl, don't get me wrong. That was a very good game. So maybe next year might be my year. Who knows? But
no, I think
I didn't watch it as much as you did. You were starting to love it quite a lot, wasn't you?
I'm probably into it now.
Sport,
yeah, I'm probably into it.
Sport.
Yeah, no, I've got into it. But the funny thing with yours was, we gave you the option in one of our episodes, like, which team are you going to support? Because obviously we were getting you into it for the first time, and your first two choices was the Eagles or the Ravens.
Oh, no.
I specifically said you should go for the Eagles because they've won stuff in the past.
Yeah.
But so have the Ravens. But Eagles are probably arguably a better team at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And you went, no, I'm going to go Ravens because I like the purple. And what did the Eagles go and do that year?
That might be the worst mistake I've ever made on this podcast, okay? I chose the Ravens because of Lamar Jackson, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, top 3 at least.
Top 2.
Top 2 even better. And then the purple kit. The purple, you can't deny the purple kit is nice.
No, it is a good kit.
It is a good kit. I didn't really know much about the Eagles. I only knew about Barkley, and to be honest here, I didn't realise how good he was. Okay, I didn't know he was going to carry the whole team to a bloody Super Bowl. If I knew that, I would have supported them. But am I allowed to change teams for next year?
Everyone gets one change.
Do they?
That's what I'm saying. In every sport ever.
In American sports.
In every sport ever, you can change your team once.
I'm never changing my football team, okay?
Well, that's because you live next to them, though.
For until I die, mate, okay? Thanks very much. But, I'll stick with the Ravens and see who they trade in and trade out.
So if the Eagles win a following year at the Super Bowl, what are you going to do then?
Probably just cry. Cry myself to sleep, go to bed.
That's fair enough.
Yeah,
That's
hide away. But I probably won't ever do an NFL episode again, so that's fine.
No, but obviously, great season from the Eagles. I mean, as we were saying, Barkley had the season of his life. And, what a year to start watching it as well. Because I think this NFL season has been one of the most exciting, I'd say. Especially with underdogs like the Commanders, they were doing well. You had the Rams come back. I follow the Rams. And arguably, we were crap at the beginning of the season. Then we came back and got into playoffs, which wasn't too bad. The Chiefs lost, which is the best thing ever.
Did you hear the excitement in his voice then? He put some absolute emphasis in the Chiefs lost.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
we all know they lost, okay? I was so excited for him to do their three-peat. Was it the three-peat?
You must have been the only one ever, besides Chiefs fans, who wanted the Chiefs to get the three-peat.
Come on, they could have made history right there.
Who cares about history?
The Chiefs fans?
Exactly.
Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift.
No. I see. Now look at you getting all emphasis on Taylor Swift. We all know who you're rooting for.
No, not at all. She's got a few decent songs here and there.
Yeah. You've got her whole discography on your playlist, haven't you?
I might have a few albums on the playlist. All right.
Yeah.
That brings me on to my other funny moment. Okay, the Taylor Swift story. The first NFL episode we did, I might have mentioned that I went through a Taylor Swift phase where I listened to a few of her songs, and ever since that episode, Matt has sort of made this running theme joke that I'm a massive Taylor Swift fan. I'm not, alright guys, I'm not, I promise to you now. I'm talking to the viewers directly, I'm not a massive Taylor Swift fan. She's got a few decent songs here and there, but other than that, I'm not, okay?
Well, I'd argue you are a Taylor Swift fan, and obviously the entirety of our class in uni knows you're a Taylor Swift fan.
Yeah, thanks to you.
No, thanks to Lisa, because she played it out loud.
Oh, yeah, okay,
She played the episode for everyone.
I'll lecture played it out loud. But, yeah, that was a little bit annoying. She didn't have to do that. But it probably was at the time, it was our best episode, I would say.
It was our best episode. It got like 20-ish views. And obviously back then, 20 views was massive for us.
Yeah, but now we're hitting big numbers,
We're hitting 200s. We've gone up.
Yeah. Not recently, though. We've been a little bit dip.
We averaged 60. Averaging 60. That's not bad.
I'll take that. So, yeah, we've done NFL highlights. Should we move on to some more funny moments just to round up the episode, or what do you reckon?
Let's say, what should be your best moment on the podcast?
Best moment on the podcast. Other than the Taylor Swift story, other than me picking my favourite NFL team, it was potentially me, the old Lewis Hamilton versus Michael Schumacher debate, where I forgot about Michael Schumacher's condition. I sort of didn't realise what he was going through at the moment. So I just want to apologise once again for mistaking that, because I didn't actually realise what was going on at the time. So I felt quite bad after the episode, didn't I? I didn't really know what to do. I didn't know what to say.
I think the worst thing about it, right, is you were comparing them based on currently today, who's better, Hamilton or Schumacher? And obviously you had no idea what kind of condition Schumacher was in at the moment compared to Hamilton. So you're like, yeah, Hamilton's smashing Schumacher, but obviously Schumacher's in no condition to fight with Hamilton at the moment.
My thinking was, because they're levelled on championship wins, aren't they? I'm pretty sure 7-7. Is that right?
Yep.
That's right. So I was trying to make that comparison. I thought that was a good comparison. Like, who's the world's greatest ever Formula 1 driver? Obviously Max Verstappen is up there as well, but he's got a few titles to sort of climb up and reach until he gets on that level.
He is third best of all time at the moment.
Well, yeah, you see, third best. It's not better than them two at the moment. But I thought there was a comparison there, and I just completely forgot about the whole Michael Schumacher situation. So I'm really sorry about that, guys.
No, but that was by
quite
far one
funny,
of the
wasn't it?
funniest moments.
That was really funny. I feel like that made a funny F1
Yeah,
TikTok
because you
clip.
can stop laughing, and you got so embarrassed. Literally,
I went all
I've never seen anyone get so red before.
Yeah, I felt so bad and so ashamed that I did really. That was a terrible opinion from me.
Yeah, no, that was terrible from you.
But it was good. It was a good, funny moment, wasn't it?
Shows your skills as a journalist. You didn't research your
No,
properly.
no. The thing was, I sort of knew about it, but I didn't. I just forgot. I forgot.
Whatever,
I think that's allowed. That's allowed.
saves you.
I've got a bad memory, as we all know. I've got a bad memory. All right, guys.
That's
so
true.
I do apologise. You want to move on to one of your funny moments?
I can't pick out a single one.
We've done 60 episodes and you can't pick out a single funny moment.
The thing is, there's been so many, I can't choose. I can't choose my
Oh,
favourite.
that's
I
a load
can't
of
choose my
waffle right
favourite.
there. That's a load of I've got one for you.
Go on
that
then.
you made. The Kevin James meme intro for the what's it called, NASCAR?
That was a weird one for me, though.
Episode.
I was just blasting out a YouTube video.
Yeah, but it was pretty good though. We didn't have that was the first time we introduced a meme, something a little bit different to the video, the intro.
Yeah, that was back
like
then in
that.
our experimenting days.
Yeah, experimenting. I like to think I'm still experimenting. How to improve, how to get better, how to get more numbers on the videos. But come on, you got to think of something.
I'll just take that one then.
You'll just take that one.
I'll just take the
That
Kevin
is so
James one.
boring. That is so boring.
But like I said, we've had many funny moments on this channel. So
There's got to be some football moments that we can sort of think of, but I don't, not off any of the top of my head.
maybe one of the quizzes for football, right?
Oh,
Where
yeah.
you thought I'd get them all wrong, and then I absolutely smashed it 5 for 5.
Yeah,
I think that
is
was a
good.
funny moment because you thought you
Yeah.
were cooking, but you did not.
I thought I was making the hardest questions in the world. Okay, I thought Matt was going to get 0 out of 5 every single time, but he absolutely smashed it and he proved me wrong. And then he came back the next week and made the hardest quiz ever. Like I got 2 out of 5 each time. Like what was going on? I was making it easy for the viewers and for yourself to play along at home, and just make it enjoyable watch for the viewers. But there were times where I asked the question and you were just sitting there for 30 seconds, not even speaking, just thinking of what's going on. So that was quite funny.
you got to think, don't you?
Yeah, but mine was sort of quick fire answers. I was just spitballing. I knew the answers straight away.
See, that's the difference between you and me. I researched my questions. I put some thought and effort into them.
I put some thought and effort into them.
One of your questions was like, who is Liverpool's top scorer or something? Or it's like the transfer career for Mo Salah, which is the most obvious thing ever.
That took me a good 5 minutes of research off Google. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's insane.
Now that is pretty simple, but again, it's just we don't know the age range of the audience. They might be a little bit younger. They might not know. Like he started off at FC Basel, moved to Chelsea, of course. Then went to Roma, Liverpool. Some might not know that.
Well, they do now because of me.
And me, my questions.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you are right. I really like doing the quiz for those couple of weeks, but I don't know why we stopped them. We should have done a few more, I would say.
Maybe, but I think we've been fine so far these past few weeks without them.
So what? Are you happy with how the episode has gone? You want to wrap it up?
I think we should
now,
wrap
or?
it up with our final goodbyes.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, we're never coming back.
Well,
this is the end.
Yeah, you probably
we're
won't.
finished.
You probably won't see this duo ever again.
Yeah, we're gone. This entire person, not coming back ever.
Yeah, because Matt's doing a little placement here at Red Bull, like we mentioned at the start. So I probably won't see him again now. So this is our goodbye, really. This is the last time I'm going to see him.
Well, obviously until Thursday.
Oh yeah, we've got
a
lesson on Thursday. But other than Thursday, we won't see each other again. And
Thank God.
I've really enjoyed doing the podcast, right? Because I've learnt a lot in terms of researching, editing, speaking in front of a camera, all that sort of good stuff. So I've really enjoyed it and I've learnt a lot. And I think I am going to sort of make my own YouTube channel now. My own football YouTube channel.
Here he goes with the plug-in. Go on, shout yourself out.
Just a little plug-in.
Shout yourself out.
I've been doing
come
it
on.
for the last 3 weeks as well, guys. So if you want to maybe check out my new YouTube channel, maybe.
Do you want to show the camera your new channel name or anything?
It's sort of in the works at the moment. I'll say 1 or 2. I think it might be called Off the Post, or it might be called From the Spot. Maybe
You should
one of
put
the
a
two.
poll on your Instagram asking
Do a
which one.
poll, or maybe on the Benchwarmers. Maybe do a poll on the Benchwarmers, see what they think, because I'm sort of like undecided at the moment. But yeah, it's going to be mainly focused on football, doing deep dive conversations here and there, 10-minute waffles about football, really, like I am right now, because I can't explain my ideas. Matt, you say your goodbye, please, because I need to stop
you want me to
speaking.
say my goodbye?
Yeah.
Well, goodbye. Never coming back. It's been fun. I'm joking.
Come on, say someone else.
No, I must admit, I came to you with the idea, let's make a podcast for the uni, right?
Yeah.
We went and had that whole meeting with the uni board and said, oh yeah, we'll do a podcast for your sports teams. And obviously we went on and did our own thing in between, because we didn't go to the games every week to commentate.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, we did like 3 or 4, 5
No, we've done 10.
We've done 10?
We've done 10.
Okay. Done more than I thought then.
Yeah, we've done a few. But, I didn't expect it to get as big as we did. We've hit, I think it's 2,000 views in total.
Yeah, I'm surprised that we stayed consistent with it as well, because we've recorded, I remember the first year we recorded 2 episodes a week, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we sort of released them once a week, obviously. But we sort of realised in the second year we can't keep it going. We have to record one at a time, because in between 3 modules it's sort of hard to keep up that sort of momentum and all that sort of stuff, all that workload. So it was difficult at times, but I've really enjoyed doing it. And I really thank you for suggesting that idea of starting the podcast. Obviously.
That is a compliment from Harrison Pierce, everyone. You got it on tape. He's thanked me for something. That's the first time he's ever been nice to me on this channel.
First time I've been nice. I've said Newcastle are decent. I've said
we're
Blood
decent. That was it.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
What more do you want from me?
But no, it has been fun. I've enjoyed talking about sport. I've enjoyed being biased here and there about my favourite teams.
Oh, every single episode.
Yeah, obviously we've had our moments here and there. We've had our arguments. Because let's be honest, you've had some shocking takes here and there.
And some of you. It hasn't been just me as well.
Okay.
Like that.
Must admit, it has been me as well. I had some terrible opinions and been flamed for it.
But I tell you what, those TikTok comments, they've got to leave me alone, alright? When I start my YouTube channel, please be nice. I've got fantastic opinions, I promise. I'm going to bring you some top-notch analysis, okay?
Yeah, don't worry.
I'll be breaking down each match that I enjoy. And, some tier lists along the way as well, because I like doing those.
Don't worry, I'll be your only hater in the comments. You'll just see my name pop up and I'll be like, your opinions are still garbage.
Well, it's good because I can just block you then, can't I?
I have many accounts.
Oh, I bet you do.
Many accounts. But we'll just wrap it up as we're hitting the 30-minute mark.
30 minutes? Oh my god.
Yeah, I know, it's been a long one, but it's been a sad episode.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do now. I've never had to end it off entirely, because I always say welcome back next week.
Welcome back next week.
What do I even say? How do we wrap it up?
Goodbye. See you again. I don't know. I don't know. This is what you're in the presenter seat most of the time.
Yeah, but I've never had to do this.
Have you enjoyed it?
I said I enjoyed it. See, this is the issue, man. This is the issue. You know what?
It does feel weird. It does feel strange, doesn't it?
It does feel strange whenever we come back and do this again.
I'll be back next year. I'll probably be sitting in this room next year, but I'll be mostly recording probably in my bedroom to begin with. Probably like 4 months in my bedroom. You guys might not like my wallpaper. I don't like my wallpaper either, so check out for that. Wait for that. I didn't choose it, my mum did. So that might be a running theme in my YouTube channel. But yeah, I think we just got to say goodbye, Matt. It is a little bit disappointing because I feel like we have grown a slow little fan base, just slightly, Got a few subscribers here and there, got a few decent views on the videos. So, I just want to thank everybody for their support, really, And yeah, just thank you for everything, guys. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I'll say the exact same thing, I think together we've grown ever since we started, because we were awful when we started, let's be honest. Our editing was not there.
Yeah.
We didn't have a social media. We didn't know what to do, pretty much.
We sort of started all those things at the same time, didn't we, at the start? We did
kind
start
of, but not properly.
But yeah, I think, we definitely developed our skills. We sort of created posters here and there, so hopefully you guys like the posters, obviously, because I feel like it does add an extra element to social media, doesn't it? And those out now posters and all those different graphics we made.
Yeah.
I feel like I've come a long way and definitely improved.
Yeah, we've definitely helped each other, I'd say.
Well, I've tried.
We've got stuff off this podcast, and we've helped each other along the way. So that's all you can ask for, really, isn't it?
it is definitely teamwork. I think if anybody is starting to try and make a podcast themselves, it's sort of trying to balance that workload in between each other's sort of schedules and sort of compromise into each other's skills and sort of thing. And as to begin with, like Matt was editing all the episodes and I was just doing social media, and then in the second year we sort of switched it up where I was editing the episodes and then Matt was doing social media stuff. So it was sort of good in that sense. We're sort of like it is sort of trying to compromise each other's skills, isn't it?
Yeah. But no, I got nothing else to say. I think we should just end it here. Get one last look at us. Leaving. Look
Bye,
at
guys.
Harrison.
Bye, guys.
Look how sad he is.
I'm
He's
so
tearing
sorry,
up.
guys.
He's tearing up.
Oh my god. No more podcasts with Matt Haldane.
No, it's all gone. But you can always see what we're doing after this podcast ends. Obviously, Harrison's starting his own YouTube and I'll be doing my own things in Red Bull. So, follow both of our social medias if you want to see us anymore.
I want to see some Red Bull vlogs. That's what I want to see.
Don't worry, I'll work on it. But until then, this is the final ever goodbye from us and we'll catch you around.